Good afternoon, as it is just turned here in Toulouse. We had the speed climbing this morning in the men's qualifying. Now it's time for the Boulder. It is the Olympic selection event. It's the final event of the IFSC calendar, and we are looking to take 6 men and 6 women from here to the Olympics next year in Tokyo. That is the scene on the boulder wall. 4 boulders on a wall that is not particularly steep by World Cup standards. Big slab on the left and a plumb vertical wall on the right with a small overhang in the middle. So the route setters had to get relatively creative for these climbers today. Let's have a look at the starting list. The starting order remains the same as it was in the speed. It'll be the same for the lead as well, with the legacy Rubsov out first, Yerne Kruder, Sean Bailey, Nathaniel Coleman and Antti Perhart, the first 5 climbers out. Stefano Gisolfi in 6th place, with big work to do, and down in 9th, Bassamar Webb. Not much work to do at all. He won the speed climbing part of the competition, and the maths is such that he's almost booked his place in the final already. Anything he can find on the boulders, you suspect, will just be a bonus. Let's have a look at 11th to 22nd. Alberto Hines Lopez out 11th. Jongwon Chon, a man that might have hoped for more on the speed wall, but can more than make amends on the boulder wall, and potentially the lead this evening as well. And it's strong climber after strong climber all the way out. Remember, we're looking for 8 to go through to the final, which will take place on Saturday right here in this same arena in Tournefeuille in the southern part of Toulouse, and we're looking to take 6 people through to the Olympics. Charlie Bosco here, as I have been all the way through the season, and very pleased to say I wasn't expecting to have anyone joining me in the commentary box. We've got Alana Yip, and
hello.
Alana, very nice to see you, and as I say, a bonus to have anybody. I know everybody here in Toulouse has got a vested interest in the outcome.
Yeah.
What's is your qualification tomorrow? It seems your approach is just relax. You know, the training's in the bag. Is that about right?
Yep, pretty much.
And speed this morning for the men was very entertaining. Pretty dramatic start, fast times. Everyone under 10 seconds. I think we had 8 personal bests.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to watch. But everybody on the first run, it was a little alarming. Everybody was slipping. I think the nerves were really getting to people, but people started posting really, really good times on their second run. So.
Yeah, and of course Bassamar Webb came first off the speed wall. Remember, in a combined competition, what we do is multiply the rankings of each climber in each discipline. So if, for example, you are first in the speed, second on the boulder, and third in the lead, firstly, you've had a very good day, and secondly, your score would be 1 for your first in the speed climber, multiplied by 2 for second in the boulder, multiplied by 3 for the lead, which would give you a grand total of 6. And like I say, you could consider that a pretty good day's work. 6 ranking points in a combined competition would be pretty handy. I think 8,400 is the most you can get, 20 by 20 by 20.
Well, I guess you could get 22.
22 here in Toulouse, yes.
Yeah.
We were expected to have 20 climbers taking part, but a bit of confusion over exactly who qualified and how. But we've ended up with 22. So it just had some very quick maths, and it turns out the maximum score you could get would be 10,648.
So I guess we'll see varying scores between 1 and 10,648 by the end of the day.
Yes, as I say, if anyone ends up with 1, I really will be impressed. But that's how it works. We multiply your ranking. So there's really so many nuances to this system. Your result really depends on everyone else. When you finish your speed climbing, or your bouldering, or your lead, you can get pushed down the order, and that then affects your score. And
yeah,
it's pretty dramatic. Keeps you hanging on right until the last minute.
Yeah. So for us Canadians watching the World Championships, not just Canadians, but in Hachioji when Sean McCall qualified, we thought he was nowhere near qualifying right up until the second that Adam Andrea, well, came and stepped on a bolt and somehow pushed him into position to qualify. So it's really not over till it's over.
No, absolutely not. It's actually just got underway for the boulders here. Alexei Rubtsov out first. We're going to follow the usual protocol for a boulder semi-final. And with climbers having 5 minutes on and 5 minutes off. So Alexei Rubtsov has got 5 minutes to try this first boulder, then he gets a 5-minute rest. While he's resting, Jene Kruder comes out, then Alexei will come out onto boulder 2. Sean Bailey will come out onto boulder 1, and after about half an hour we've got a full wall here in Toulouse. So it's just like a normal boulder semi-final, except of course we've got the 22 climbers through. So this is our first look at boulder 1. This section of the wall, pretty much vertical. Alexei had a pretty disastrous start to the day. There's no way around that. 22nd in the speed, so things can't really get any worse. He is carrying still the remnants of a pretty severe bicep injury that he picked up in June, late June.
I think so,
5-6
yeah.
months ago.
He tore it, right?
As I understand, yeah.
This is pretty cool. So I think from here he does have to now get his left hand on that black volume below his left hand and jump to the zone like that.
Yes, there's a lot of timing and coordination. You've got to get that left hand slapped down as you go up with the right hand. It's interesting. I mean, we just said Alexei's carrying a bit of an injury. His speed was pretty disastrous, and he definitely came off the speed while holding his bicep. But he is a phenomenally strong boulderer, and the fact that he's struggling with this, when we've got a lot of climbers coming up who are not phenomenally strong boulderers, tells us that the level is pretty high.
That's a cool move.
That's a really nice move, and Alexei did really well to hang on to it. The kind of Janja Garnbret swing with the legs went behind him and brought it home pretty easily on the top. So pretty clear where the tough bit of that boulder is. It's that big slap out left with the right hand to the zone. Alexei gets it done. We're trying to get a feed to the clock, by the way, so we don't have the clock on screen, but we are apparently having a feed sent to us, so it'll be on screen at all times. But he did that one with half his time, half of his 5 minutes remaining. That was how he did it.
I think the top of this boulder could give some other people more trouble, depending on how much hip mobility they have.
Explain what you mean there.
That big high step he did out left first to the orange hold, and then once he had one hand on the top hold with his right foot up to the black.
Yeah, I see which move you mean.
Yeah. If you have pretty tight or blocked hips, I think that's going to be a struggle.
Yeah. It's an interesting start. As I say, Alexei, the first climber out, and the fact he didn't do it immediately lets you know it's hard in the first place, but he's carrying that injury. I mean, I think after just looking at who's coming out early on, in the first 5, we've got Jene Kruder, of course, won the Boulder World Cup season championship, season title, I should say, in 2018. Sean Bailey, who's been a medalist in a Boulder World Cup. Nathaniel Coleman, a medalist in Boulder World Cups. And Angie Perhark. So we've got 5 strong boulders. We'll have a bit of a better idea after them.
It really looked like Alexei didn't figure out the correct beta until his maybe 3rd try, though. So it'll be interesting to see if other people figure it out faster.
Yes, but a very strong start in terms of bouldering pedigree for us here in Toulouse. And remember, of course, the start time for all the climbers and the rest time is completely fixed. So at times, particularly early on and then towards the end of the round, we may have an empty wall like we do here. There's 45 seconds left until Jene Kruder emerges out. Again, there's our feed for the clock. Excellent. 36 seconds to go. Again, Jene Kruder didn't have a great time on the speed wall. 19th. I think he was actually reasonably happy with his run, but this is, as I mentioned earlier, you're so affected by what everyone else does.
Yeah.
It can get bumped quite far down the order. Ended up 17th.
17th with a time of 7.52. So That's not that slow.
It's not slow at all, no. But the times are amazingly quick in the speed. As I said, everyone under 10 seconds, which when the world record's less than 5.5 doesn't sound great, but
Yeah.
I think 2 years ago, if we'd had a combined competition, you wouldn't have seen everyone under 10 seconds.
No, definitely not.
2 under 6. They two pretty specialist speed climbers under 6 seconds, but yeah, quick times all round. And Jan Hoyer smashed his personal best, ended up 3rd.
Yeah. So surprising to see a non-speed specialist or someone who we haven't traditionally thought of as so amazing at speed to be right up there. 3rd place. That bodes well for him.
Yeah, I saw Jan backstage just before he went into Boulder isolation, and reasonably happy with how things had panned out on the speed wall.
I bet. Oh.
Yeah, no, not quite reading it right.
No, I think he read it, the toe hook right. He just didn't quite stick the toe hook.
Just missed. They're very close to the crowd here in Toulouse. I don't know if you can quite pick that up on the camera. We'll just have another look at Jerne. Knew he was off, I think, from a second or two before he fell. That's an interesting one. Didn't look misplaced. Just couldn't hang it. Maybe
it might have slipped just a little bit as it went on. Yeah.
What's the key on a move like this? Just keep the hips as close in as you can.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Oh, that's more like it.
Easy. Let's see.
This is exactly the move you were talking about.
Oh, that's cool. He snuck a little sneaky toe hook back on the zone hold there in order to keep his body into the wall.
And that was exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah, with the hip.
If the hips are not quite flexible enough, but he got it done. That was 2nd attempt for Jerne. 2nd attempt he got the zone, 2nd attempt at tops. Let's have another look. This is a successful one where he held the toe hook. Got the timing really nice. Didn't look anywhere near as dramatic as Alexei.
Yeah, and got his foot directly up onto that the foothold there. It's really nice.
So yeah, work to do for Jerne and Alexei after a slightly disappointing start on the speed wall. Very disappointing for Alexei, but they both find a top. It took Alexei 4 attempts and 2 for Jerne. Once again, we'll have an empty wall, and then Sean Bailey will be out onto this boulder that we've been watching, and Alexei Rubtsov will be the first climber to attempt number 2. While we've got a look at the whole wall, we'll have a quick talk through the boulders. Men's 2, pretty straightforward jump, we think.
Yeah, it just looks like a jump from the start holds just straight to the zone. There's a volume there, and there's a little white crimp on top. And so I think you grab that white crimp with your left hand, and your right hand basically is nothing.
Just kind of push it against the volume, maybe?
Yeah, just a little bit of stabilization on the side of the volume. And then get your right foot up and bump up the corner. There's a hold on the corner and go to the top.
That's how they stand right now. As I say, Jerne got its second go, 4 for Alexei. Yeah, so we think it's quite not easy, but it's relatively easy to read number 2.
Yeah.
Jump and squirm your way to the top.
Kind of no other way to get through that, I think.
Yeah, I think.
But you know, we could be wrong. Guess we'll see.
Well, just so many times I say there's the only one way to do this boulder, so I feel confident saying it on this occasion.
Yes, there's very few holds.
Let's see if we can go back to the wall. There we go. Men's 3, again, pretty certain you're going to start feet first.
With your hands on the lower of those 2 start volumes.
Yes, feet above, and then move the feet into the crack made by the volumes, and then get turned around.
A sort of foot jam in the volumes there.
I think could get reasonably emotional trying to turn around.
Yes.
Get out of there.
A lot of struggling, I think we're going to see.
And I found out some information. That second to last hold, that huge grey hold with the mono hole, you go into it with the left and you got to do a hand swap.
Oh.
And then out to the top. Fourth boulder, which we haven't had a chance to look at just yet, is a slab with a couple of dynamic movements on, but a relatively standard slab. So Sean Bailey, next climber out. No American men through to the Olympics, so still, if they got the rankings, still potentially 2 slots available for them. Same is true of Russia, no men qualified yet, so both Alexei and Nikolai could go through. Let's have a look. First chance to have a look at the jump. Alexei, no problem distance-wise.
It's just, I think if you overjump too, that's a problem. You really need to get exactly the right power on your jump.
Is that because you'll just drop onto the hold?
Yeah.
Coming down on its hard right. So you just want to get there and stop.
Yeah, if you have the perfect amount of height.
Like that?
Yep, like that.
Again, Alexei's hip flexibility coming in.
Oh! And his heel placement not doing so well there. So the face of the volume where he tried to put his heel, he did try to place his heel on the hold there, but the actual face of the volume is dual text, so that's why his foot slipped off.
They certainly haven't pulled their punches, the route setters here. That's for sure. I mean, we got strong climbers out.
I don't know what that means.
It's boxing terminology. We were talking about the American football earlier. You didn't know about that?
No.
Come on, where's your sporting heritage?
Yeah, boxing and football are not sports that I typically or ever watch. I'm sorry. Oh, there we go.
There's the top for Alexei, yeah. So I think that was, we weren't watching him throughout. I'm pretty sure that was third attempt.
Yes.
So
and it looks like Sean Bailey's figured out the beta now. The toe hook catch into the jump press, so hopefully next go.
I can't wait to see people get unleashed on that men's 3 anyway.
Yeah. Although, if it really is a mono switch, that's definitely not my favorite as a competitor. I thought we generally avoided monos because of danger to tendons, but
well,
be interesting to see.
Sean Bailey, look,
nice.
things are imbalanced there. Finds a way in the end. Yeah, I know what you mean. I didn't get that from a route setter actually, so that could be second, third hand information or just completely speculation. Let's see.
Yes, we'll see.
And we didn't have a chance to talk about the fourth boulder. You can see it over on the left. We'll just have a quick look at Sean Bailey. You can tell that right foot was absolutely on the limit of coming off. Got it done. Fourth go. Fourth attempt for Sean, and it was, yes, third attempt for Alexei Ruzov. Got the zone on the second go, top on the third. And you can see, yeah, over on the far left, that's men's 4. We're going right to left today. Start out, all 4 limbs on that big yellow volume. Get stood up. I'll resume in just a second. That's the scores as they stand. Very early days, of course. Every climber topped every boulder, though.
I have a feeling that the third boulder is going to see less tops. It's going to be harder.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
But I guess we'll see. I think it depends too if you know how to foot jam and how much.
Oh, know how to foot jam upside down. I mean, okay, well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
There's number 4. Yes, he gets all 4 limbs on the yellow volume. We think jab your right foot out to the first blue volume, and then maybe dynamically move to the zone whilst moving your feet onto the second volume.
Something like that, yeah. Or at least doing a foot swap.
Yeah.
And catching the zone with your right hand.
Shauna Coxey and Leah Crane were down the front. So
yeah.
I think we talked to them about the boulder. Was that there? I could see you guys in discussion. Was that their
we
method?
were talking more about the first 3 boulders. We actually Didn't talk about the fourth.
Okay. But you think it'll be a kind of dynamic foot swap?
Probably. I'm not sure how slabby that wall is, so I think that...
It is a slab, it's off vertical.
Oh, it
but
is.
I'm not sure by how much.
Right.
The top hold is not great on number 4 either. Dual texture, funny shape, no real sweet spot on it.
Depending on how slabby the wall is, maybe you could go slowly over to the zone, and once you have the zone, then you can do the fast foot swap. We'll see.
Nathaniel Coleman next out. On to number 1, Yerne back out. The only climber to get Boulder 1 done in 2 or less attempts. Let's have a look at him on the jump.
Oh, elects not to use the right hand for stabilization at all.
Nathaniel Coleman, I think this might be his first attempt.
Yeah.
Successful.
But he figured out the correct beta on the first attempt.
Absolutely, yeah. And he got a hand on the zone. I don't think he'd be awarded it, but got a good hand to it. So a good start from Nathaniel. Yeah, what was Shauna's take on that third boulder with the foot jam? Same, just
same. Yeah, that's the start foot first and foot jam.
Yeah. Again, I can't see another way of doing it, but
people will be creative. If they're not being successful, they'll definitely try other things. So. Nathaniel just barn dooring off there.
Yeah, I think unlike these first 2 boulders, as we watch Yerne going up to the zone and matching, it's not the obvious way to do it. There's a lot of chalk on the right-hand side of the volume. I think the route setters have been doing it like Alexi did it, but Yerne just going for the match. I think unlike the first 2 boulders though, that third one, it seems unlikely you're going to learn much. You know, you're going to try it, and if you can't do it, it's hard to imagine how you would make progress, if you know what I mean. You try the foot jam, and if it doesn't, if you can't make it work, then what's going to change next time?
Yeah.
So I think really
somebody's probably going to try to start not foot first and try to just tap their toes on the second volume and then you know, just yard up on that first volume and get to the zone hold.
Speaking of getting to the zone hold, Nathaniel Coleman's got to the zone hold here. Could really do with getting that right foot out. Needs the hip flexibility, has it, and has the top. It seems a nicely set boulder, this. Remember, we've got so many strong boulders early on that don't be fooled into thinking everyone's going to top this boulder, but everyone's topped it so far, but no one's done it first go. So seems the level is pretty good on that boulder.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yerne again going for the match. I can see the logic in going for the match because you've kind of got something for the right hand, even if it's just the top of your left hand, but you have to be so accurate.
Yeah. Yeah, and you'd think with all the chalk on the right-hand side of the volume that you might at least try it, or...
Yeah, what perhaps doesn't come across on camera is that as Alana mentioned, on the top of that blue volume he's jumping to, it's a very low friction part of a dual texture hold. So it's not like he can kind of smear his hand near his right hand near his left hand. It's pretty useless. He's got to land, there we can see, it's got to land pretty much on top of his left, you'd imagine. Alexi's top of this on his third attempt after 2.5 minutes, looking very impressive now. Little beep to signify 1 minute to go. That's how he wanted to do it.
Nice.
Still not done though. We saw Alexi fall on the last move.
Oh. Wow.
Yerne living dangerously.
That precision on that cross move was amazing. As you can see, the final hold is blocked, and it's a very small crimp to begin with.
Oh, that's a great replay. Just appears from nowhere.
Yeah.
Great stuff from Jerne as a seasoned champion from the World Cups. I mean, he's really expecting I don't want to put a number on it, a very good finish in Boulder.
He would like one at least.
He would. So, who knows? I think the really strong boulders will probably need to find 4 tops.
Yeah, well, it remains to be seen how 3 and 4 go. So.
Well, let's see. Alexei Rubtsov, who doesn't mind a fight, is out on number 3, and I think he's going to have a fight in his hands. Angie Perhark is out onto number 1, and Sean Bailey comes out onto number 2. So Alexei does opt to go feet first, gets the foot jam. Oh, that's horrible.
Double foot jam. Oh. Oh. That looks hard.
I'm not sure I want to watch this boulder.
No.
It's basically a sufferfest.
I don't want to see anybody land on their head.
Angie's got that toe hook sorted. He wasn't unhappy with his speed climbing, Angie. Again, another climber I saw briefly, 20th on the speed wall, but he was actually pretty happy with his time, got a personal best.
Oh, that's good for him.
So cheers all round, I think partly for Sean Bailey and also partly for Alexei Rubtsov.
Getting to the zone there.
And about to be, I think, a top for Sean Bailey. It is, so 2 boulders, 2 tops for him. Good start.
That was fast too, 2nd or 3rd attempt maybe?
Yeah, we'll wait for his score to come through, could have been 2nd. Alexei had a good look at number 3. Yeah, Angie got a personal best but ended up 20th.
Shows you just how vicious the competition is here.
Yeah, but he said, well, all I can do is control what I do.
Of course, yeah.
And climb the best I can. And looks like that is about to pay off at number 1 here. Yes, it is.
Nice.
Yeah, interesting. Angie just said, if I leave here feeling I gave my best, then it will be what it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to approach it.
That's a great mentality. Oh.
He's a pretty clever guy. Oh, wow. Alexei, both hands off, kind of leaving himself up, using only that horrible foot jam. He's now got himself the right way up.
All right.
And this looks promising from Alexei. It's a pretty good wrap down there on the bottom of that zone volume. The zone is actually the tiny black screw on. It's not the whole volume. But there you can see where the zone is. But the volume that houses the zone. So now he's, we think, going to have to go up with 1 finger. This boulder is certainly not done at this stage. It must feel like he's been up there for about a week.
Wow.
It's looking promising for Alexei Rubtsov. Will he try the hand swap or will he just go for the top? I think he's looking at the top, is he? He's trying to crimp the top of the volume. Plenty of time remaining, but I doubt he'd have the energy for another go if this doesn't work out. I think he is thinking about the hand swap. Oh, he tried it. I think he had the middle finger of his left hand in and then went for the ring finger on his right.
I'm not even sure.
Oh dear. Oh. Kind of pulling the hairs off his leg, trying to leave her up. Oh, when we first saw this boulder, I thought, oh, this could be tough to watch.
Yeah, it's kind of funny though. It is. In a very, I'm sympathizing with how much of a struggle and a sufferfest it is kind of way. Not in a, I'm laughing at the competitors kind of way, just to make that clear.
Yeah, it's just...
Because who knows, maybe tomorrow I have to do something even worse.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Oh, come on, Alexei.
Well, I mean, I said he'll have the time for another go. I don't think he'll have the energy, and so it proved. Alexei kind of pulled on, but I think probably knew deep down that he wasn't going to make it work. Yeah, I mean, we'll see, but if you manage to get yourself the right way up, it's hard to imagine having the energy to do that twice in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's very physical to turn around. But I think you're right about what you said earlier, that the top competitors here will probably see 4 tops.
Yep.
Given that Alexei was so close on this one, I think.
And also with a bicep injury, when you're trying to leave yourself into that crack,
exactly.
it's all bicep.
Yeah.
So Yerne Kruder, the next have a look at it. Stefano Gisolfi is out, Nathaniel Coleman's out. Stefano had frankly a bit of a shocker in the speed, really fluffed his first run, high pressure on the second, and it didn't go very well either. Managed to get to 9.145.
Yerne easily getting to the zone there.
Oh, that's a bit more like it from Yerne.
He did the turnaround the opposite direction that Alexei did. It looked a lot easier.
Yeah, Alexei came up from our right, Luca's right. Yerne went the other way.
Oh, come on.
He's going to have to stab with his right hand, presumably. Oh, holds it
Ow,
with middle finger.
wow.
Finds the top.
Wow.
Was
Amazing.
that a flash from Yerne Kruder?
I believe that was. And my middle and ring fingers hurt a little bit just watching that.
Oh, that's an amazing result from Yerne.
Very impressive.
Nathaniel Coleman, who found the top on number 1,
Oh.
as everybody has up until now, actually. All 5 climbers who've had out found the top. Does not quite find the top this time on number 2. Let's have another look. That was interesting. It looked like he kind of considered slapping with the right hand and then matched in a split-second decision. So Yerne Kruder shows us how it's done on number 3. Of course, the other climbers back in isolation don't know much. I wonder if Nathaniel Coleman caught a glimpse of him going left. Isolation, by the way, is right next to the stage here in Toulouse. I mean, it's less than 5 meters away from number 4, so judging from crowd reactions and possibly the MC.
Behind a wall, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can hear everything, is what I mean.
Oh, you can. Okay.
Yeah. There's only a bit of canvas sheeting, basically. So the climbers might pick up how things are going.
That was a good ballet leg behind him there.
Janja Garnbret, but wishing she'd taken a pattern out on that.
Yeah, really.
So we've already seen it a few times where the leg fires out behind, almost touches the wall behind you.
With a nice pointed toe is the key as well.
Nobody points the toe quite as well.
No.
I don't think Stefano's quite read this toe hook, actually. He either completely missed it that time or just didn't read it.
Oh, and now he's trying something else.
Is he going to try and start with his toe hooked? No.
Oh boy. Well, he sees the toe hook, just not in the right direction.
Italian coaches looking on. Of course, they've already got Ludovico Fossali into the Olympic Games.
And Stefano's the only Italian man here, so...
Yeah, Marcello Bombardi and Misha Pokorowas weren't too far off.
Yeah, they just missed the cut.
Yeah, remember, of course, for Toulouse, you had to qualify, and it came down to your results in the World Cups.
Which was a multiplication of your best score of the... Or your score
best 2.
Best 2 in each discipline, yeah.
God forbid it be complicated, but we ended up with 22 in the end.
Yes.
Don't ask me details of the mathematical calculations that were done, but we got 22.
They were originally going to be 20, but now they're 22.
Yeah, there's slight confusion about how qualification worked, so it ended up we invited an extra 4 climbers, 2 men, 2 women. But anyway, we ended up with 22 starters. There'll be a few familiar faces there on the camera if you watch the IFSC regularly. We often see the coaches in the crowd.
And a bunch of the female competitors sprinkled in there too.
Yeah, it's good to see people like Shauna and Leah here as well.
Yeah, it's so nice they came just to support, and
obviously they've got no vested interest to be here. Shauna's already booked her ticket.
yeah, but Will Bosey's here.
Of course, yeah, but nice to make the trip down to France to support.
Yeah, really nice.
I mean, there are worse uses of 5 days of coming down to Toulouse. It's a very civilized place, but yeah, really nice to see a few climbers in the crowd. Charlotte Durif, legendary French climber, is sitting a couple of meters away from us watching on.
Now we see our, get our first look at M4.
So yeah, I was thinking you'd kind of pop to the zone or lean over to the zone and you'd be forced to move your feet dynamically, but looks like Alexi's reluctant to go dynamically, wants to try and do it statically. I can see why, it looked possible.
Yeah, that. I think it's just really hard to move your right foot up to that little foothold after you have the zone and your feet are so far to the left.
Sean Bailey's making good progress on
See if he'll
3.
get that switch. Whoa.
You can see all the climbers.
He's almost piano matching that. Oh, nice.
Nicely done from Sean Bailey.
Also a flash, I think? Perhaps.
Perhaps. It was 3rd go on the 2nd boulder, by the way, for him. Yeah, it was a flash for Sean Bailey, so he got it done first go. As I say, my initial thought with that boulder is you won't learn much from trying it. So you can either do it or you can't, in a way. Someone will probably get it done on the 30-second go now, but you know what I mean. It's certainly hard to. Alfie Mohammed, by the way, has just got underway, 2nd in the speed climbing. What a difference 1st would have made. I mean, mathematically, if you can get 1st in any discipline, it's pretty hard for 7 people to beat you, and therefore for you not to make the final.
Well, 8 people would need to beat you to not make the final,
yeah. 8 people, yeah, of course. But anyway, he ended up 2nd, and that leaves him with an awful lot more work to do than Bassam Awem is left to do, that's for sure.
Alexei's figured it out now.
He does. It doesn't look an easy finish at all, though. And there we can see it. Alexei, good hand on the top hold. Remember, you can't just touch it. You've got to control it.
And with both hands as
with
well.
Both hands, exactly. So it's a horrible hold, that top hold. Dual texture, funny shape. Just kind of...
It's bad the whole way around.
I've climbed on that hold, and no matter where you hold it, it doesn't really feel any better. It feels different in different places. It just doesn't feel better.
Yeah. And every time you move your hand, it feels slightly worse than it did before, even if you move it back to somewhere.
Every bit you touch is just, you draw the short straw every time.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, that's no better. That's no better.
It's definitely what it feels like.
Here's Alexei again, got himself up. Obviously got that move sorted up to the zone, no problems there. It was pretty close, just trying to squeeze it. But yeah, the middle section of that hold is very low friction, so excuse me, if you lunge going down the wrong way. If you try and get much out of your palm whilst kind of crimping the top, it's not easy to hang on to.
Yeah, I think it'd be. I don't think it would be possible to hold the top hold one-handed there, but at least from the position that he was trying to jump from. But of course, remains to be seen. Oh, little foot slip. Looks like he's going to give it one more go though.
And Jay.
30 seconds left. It's a pretty quick Quick slab boulder.
Yeah. I'm surprised Andrzej's not just had another go on the jump. Not really a question of energy, you wouldn't have thought, but he called it a day with 30 seconds left.
Oh.
And that was it for Alexei. Foot slipped.
Shame.
Yeah, speed 22nd and last in the speed. 2 tops in the boulder. Sadly for Alexei,
Probably
struggling to be enough, you would think, for a place in the final.
Of course, everything can change in the final depending on who does better than who, but
Yeah.
for sure it'll be tough for him.
After 22nd in the speed, he needed something big here, and it doesn't appear he's got it. Jerne Kruder's on 3 tops so far, and certainly could find 4. There's a few climbers coming out who you think could easily finish ahead of Alexei in the boulder, so not great for Alexei. Remember, of course, this isn't the last way into the Olympics. We're just keeping an eye on Stefano Ghisolfi. He's confident on that match, kind of bumping up and down on it.
Oh, I didn't like that foot so much though. Nathaniel getting into the foot jam.
Yeah, Nathaniel Coleman getting properly involved with number 3.
Just the edge of the screen there.
It's not going to respond to a delicate approach, number 3.
No, very much not.
I think bar fight rather than ballet, I think.
Oh. Jerne tries to go for the quick foot switch, but it doesn't quite work.
Let's see if Nathaniel can make the mono work. It doesn't look. Has he got 2 fingers in there?
I don't really know. 1.5 maybe?
Oh,
Whoa,
smoothly done.
easy.
He's the first climber who's really been able to hold the top of that volume.
Yeah. Oh.
I was just saying, this isn't the last opportunity to get into the Olympics. Remember, early next year we have the 5 continental championships, and the winners of those will be invited to the Olympics as well. So
Still respecting country quotas of 2 per country, of course.
Yeah, of course. So there are still slots available, but it means that if you take Stefano, for example, if he doesn't make it here in Toulouse, he'd have to win. It would be tough.
Jerne getting a nice little delicate foot switch there. Let's see how he makes out with this last move.
This is for 4 tops, or the foot popped at the crucial moment. Stefano's really comfortable on that match. I don't know if you can slap for the top and hold it. Yes, you can.
Easy. With very little barn door there.
Yeah, he needed that as well, Stefano.
After not even getting zone on the first one.
Yeah. Yannick Floe, meanwhile, climbing there after his picked up a medal in the World Championships in Hachioji back in August.
Yeah, he had amazing competition in Hachioji.
It was just one of those funny things that sometimes happens in sport. In the speed climbing earlier on, him and Jan Hoyer running against each other.
Yeah.
And running against each other for the 2nd remaining slot for the German men. Because Alex Megos has already qualified, so Yannick and Jan are fighting for 1 spot.
Yeah, stressful.
Well, especially because especially stressful for Yannick, because he was 15th on the speed wall, Jan was 3rd.
Yeah.
So Yannick Floe needs massive performances on the boulder wall and the lead wall today to really have any hope of exerting pressure on Jan Hoyer. Jerne struggling there. We haven't had a top yet on this slab, 50 seconds remaining. Yannick kind of playing about with his shoes a little bit, actually.
Yeah. It's not liking the toe hook so much.
I'm just thinking, trying to get in the mind of a competitor. Well, closer, he's just going to keep going, keep going.
He's hitting the toe much too low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a competitor, obviously, theoretically, you see the boulder for the first time and you come out to attempt it. But if you had a glance left and saw a burly couple of boulders, do you try and think about energy conservation, energy management? Do you think Yannick Flo might be thinking, well, I can go hard here because the next one's a jump,
Potentially,
but
yeah.
then the next one's physical, or do you just think, right, 5 minutes, do the boulder?
I usually try to focus boulder by boulder. I try really hard not to glance or anything, but sometimes you do see somebody, you know, jumping beside you, and then you're like, oh, okay, I know my next one's a jump. But
I'm not suggesting climbers study what the others are doing. I'm just interested. It's just interesting whether you kind of consider what's coming.
I would maybe not necessarily do it on the, like, based on the boulders that I see, but I'd know or look at the shape of the wall, and that would inform my decision making. And sometimes you do step out onto the mat and it's the first time you've ever seen the wall too. So you do kind of take a glance down the wall to see what it looks like.
Here's Bassamar Wem. You might have heard, I like his thought process.
Interesting beta.
Got a massive cheer when he came out. First place in the speed climbing. I should say, by the way, he's under real pressure in the speed climbing because Alfie Mohammed ran a blistering time to take the lead, and Bassa came out for his second run, having been pretty happy with his first run, knowing that he had to go quicker.
If he wanted to win.
And delivered under big pressure.
And the French crowd here was psyched. They were chanting his name.
Oh, it was
pretty amazing.
It was pretty dramatic. Wasn't far off his personal best, actually, Bassa, and needed to be. So here's Alfred Mohammed. Not that time.
You see Anjay wrestling there, almost to the zone.
Left foot doesn't look like it's doing much. Sorry, that's his left foot. I've
Ow!
Just figured out what bit's which.
Yeah.
That looked incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah. Let's see what he'll make of this.
Picked up a World Cup medal in Chongqing earlier on this year, third place there, so he's got real pedigree. He's known even within the strong Slovenian team as being an exceptionally powerful climber, and he needed every bit of it there. This is how they stand right now. Anjay will move up the order when that becomes too tight. In fact, he won't move up the order.
No.
He'll stay exactly where he is.
Because he didn't do the second boulder.
Yeah, he couldn't even find the zone.
Yeah. Let's see.
Sean Bailey's really not been getting on with this slab. We haven't got much of a view from the wall here, but one thing we can see is Boulder 4, and I've been keeping an eye on Sean Bailey, and he's not been getting on with it at all. Bassa, meanwhile, I love his thought process. Let's see if he goes straight up here.
Oh!
He's not far off that Bassamar Wem.
Yeah. Figured out the beta.
I think if, who knows about number 3, I think probably his best bet of finding a top would probably be number 2, you'd imagine, perhaps?
For Bassa?
Maybe.
Ooh, yeah, I don't know how his slab climbing is. For number 4, I would think that number 3 would be difficult. I'm not sure.
It's great with this combined format, seeing climbers out of their comfort zone. It's one thing I really like about it. Alfred Mohammed, he's certainly getting there on the jump.
Yeah, getting the height. Well, which makes sense. He should have very powerful legs.
He seems to have the accuracy as well. You said earlier you don't want to jump too far. He's definitely not doing that.
No, he's putting out just the right amount of power.
Here's Sean Bailey.
Trying to be as delicate as he can.
Already got the zone, by the way, so 3 tops and 4 zones, his score so far. He's only got 15 seconds left, and he's not going to get it done, but he's an exceptional lead climber, Sean Bailey, so
it's not over for him.
It's certainly not over. 19th in the speed, currently in first actually on the boulders, ahead of Jerne Kruder. It's certainly not over, no.
Just by 1 attempt to top.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is Alfie and Mohammed's replay, by the way.
I went to the China Open earlier this year, and I was talking with Alexandra Ruzitska, or yeah, I think that's her name, Ola,
yes.
Who of course qualified for the Olympics in Hachioji.
Formerly Kaluchka.
Right. No, not Kaluchka. Kaluchka's a different Alexandra. Yes, she recently got married and changed her last name, and we don't remember her former last name.
Oh, that's going to drive me mad now. I'm going to have to get on Wikipedia.
But she was saying what's interesting about the combined format for a speed climber such as herself is that it's really only the first event that matters. She's like, I have to get there and be 100% on, so I win the first event. She's like, and the others, like, you know, don't matter so much for her.
Barely had a look at him, but Keita Dohi's found the top. Miroslav, previously Rutinska.
Oh,
yes.
I apologize.
Apologies to her, yeah.
No wonder we couldn't remember her former name. That was her former name.
It's been a busy season. Forgive us.
Anyway, it was just interesting to talk to her and see that the competition feels so different depending on what your specialization is.
Yeah. Oh, nicely done.
That was a beautiful hand flip.
Brilliant stuff from Stefano Gisolfi. I think that's the first way we've seen it done, right? Just left hand, pop out of the mono straight to the top.
I think so, yeah.
No, it is, because in the boulder and the lead, if you're exceptionally good at either boulder or lead, you're probably still pretty good at the other one. You see what I mean? If you're a really good lead climber, you're probably not bad at bouldering if you're really good at bouldering. Whereas the speed climbers, the Basamar Wems, Alexandra Miroslavs of this world, like you say, that's their shot. They have to get a 1 on the speed.
Yeah, that's your one chance to continue.
And that's not really true of boulder or lead climbers in quite the same way.
Yeah.
Could be about to see a top here. Yannick Floe. Left foot popped. I think we're going to see quite a bit of that if you trust that blue volume with your left foot.
If you trust it,
will
you
not be
shouldn't
rewarded.
have.
Yeah, so it's particularly untrustworthy.
C'est le charme, c'est tout le charme finalement du combiné qui sera cassé après Tokyo. Parce que pour les Jeux Olympiques de Paris, on retrouvera le bloc de la vif d'un côté et la vitesse de l'autre pour une médaille solo.
Ah voilà, c'est bon, c'est les dernières compétitions dans ce format.
Daniel Coleman creeping out now across the slab.
Allez, ça monte bien pour Nathaniel.
Là, c'est de la précision, il ne faut pas non plus s'enflammer. La moindre erreur, elle est fatale.
When they're getting it, it looks so easy, and then everybody's feet are slipping. It's like if that one volume was turned just 2 degrees more clockwise, it would, everybody would stand well on it. But
if only. You see as well dual texture volumes being employed here on the slab. Just means that your foot can't creep down too low on the volumes.
And a little bit of a mind game too, just keeps you awake.
Yannick Floe, by the way, has done the jump on number 2, and he's been here before. He won't take this for granted at all. No, he can't hang it like that, can he? Yes,
Nice.
he can.
Oh. It's a relief. Come on, Nathaniel.
Nathaniel Coleman looking to be the first climber to
Oh.
top this number 4. And as with a couple of other people, got a good hand on the top, but not good enough. Alberto Hines Lopez, next climber to get underway.
Actually, Nathaniel's moved into first place after that.
Yeah, 3 tops and 4 zones currently for Nathaniel Coleman, Sean Bailey and Yerne Kruder, currently separated by attempts. Interestingly, Nathaniel ahead of Sean Bailey only on attempts to zone.
Wow.
Getting tight at the top. Wow, I think if you can, if you look at some of the climbers who've finished, Yerne Kruder, Alexei Rubtsov, Sean Bailey, Nathaniel Coleman, if you could find 4 tops here,
Then
you would be, well, who knows, top 3. Can't imagine we're going to see more than 1 or 2 climbers with 4 tops, if any.
I don't know. Let's watch Keita Dohi and the other Japanese men.
Yeah.
Especially Keita seems to really dance up the slabs.
We've got Jongwon Chon, by the way. He was 10th on the speed wall. Alberto Hines Lopez
See how his hips.
got himself in quite the position here. He's somehow got to get his right foot out where his right hand is.
Oh.
I think he probably got a little bit too high
Yeah.
then to swing the foot out.
He did not look comfortable there at all.
All right, let's have a look at Basser. Let's see how he gets on with this jump. Trying the one-handed stick.
Really didn't seem to like that at all.
No. So the 2 climbers in the middle now, comfortably the best performers on the speed wall. Alfie Mohamed on the left, Basser Barwem on the right. Here's Alberto Hines Lopez. Been training with Adam Ondra this month.
In Prague or in the Czech
Brno,
Republic?
yeah.
Brno, right, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, I actually just saw him in Innsbruck for a few days earlier this week.
He's quite the climber, isn't he?
And I see he dyed his hair since the last World Cup, I think.
Either that or the climbing lifestyle's aging him considerably.
Very fast.
These World Cups have been tiring. Again, he got himself really high. The problem is he can't match that top hold. It's no use having one hand on it.
Yeah.
And his hips are so high and up on the left that you can't hang the top. There's not much on the top of that top hold.
No, I think he really needs to get more to the right and find that balance point between the pressing right hand and the sort of Gastoned left hand. Come on, Ajay. No.
Here goes Alberto. I wonder what method he'll go for here. Surely, if he gets himself, there we go, if he gets himself in the same position he's been in before, nothing's going to change. The hole is not going to be any better. So he quite rightly tries to come up with a new method. Never a lack of effort from him.
He's an exceptional lead climber.
Yeah.
He picked up a few medals this year, didn't he?
Picked, yes, and at the most recent World Cup in Inside.
Yep. And one in Kron maybe as well? Yeah, Kron third. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just got that battling style.
Oh, come on. Oh, no.
As ever with Alberto Hines Lopez, it's not coming down to a lack of effort.
No. Oh, he's going to give it one last go. No. Andre's so close.
He is so close. And now then, Alberto Hines Lopez, well, we've said he's pretty handy on the lead wall. Boulder result would be amazing for him, a good Boulder result, because he was 11th on the speed wall, which I think he'd be pretty happy with. And he just hasn't got the hip flexibility.
No.
You mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, that battling start. There are some climbers for whom climbing's all poetry and movement and smelling the flowers. For Alberto, it's just like going to war. It's just like, I'm going to kick this door down. Great to watch.
Yeah.
But he just provides you with the odd heartbreaking moment
Yes.
like that.
Oh. I was so hoping that he would find a way to make it work.
Yeah, I think he kind of sussed out he had the body position wrong, but I just don't think he had the flexibility to get in the position he needed to get in. Here's Jongwon Chong getting underway. Reads the toe hook perfectly.
Reads the entire first move, or first sequence perfectly.
Yeah, just took up a little bit too much momentum with him out to the left there, Jongwon Chong. Yannick Floy's had a good look at men's 3. Probably thought, gulp. Wow, I've got to put my foot there. Okay.
And I have no handholds?
Yeah, talk me through this.
It looked like he didn't find that same leftwards beta that Yerne, I think, found that first time. He was trying to swing around right hand.
Yeah, he's trying something totally different, isn't he?
Yeah.
He was trying to get it. I think he was trying to kind of keep his feet on the lower volume. Hey, if you could find a way to do that, you'd save yourself so much energy. You could just pop up. But
I mean, the pop-up I think would be quite hard, but
I was quite dismissive about that. Yeah, just pop up.
But you know, if you have enough length and strength, you could. Doesn't look easier though, just finding that start position.
Well, I guess you'd start with your hands on the lower volume, and then you'd have to put your feet up and just kind of just kiss the volume with both feet.
Yeah.
But you've got to achieve. You've got to get your. It's not enough anymore with the new start rules. You'd have to stop.
As long as you're in control, you can tap your feet.
Yeah, but you have to be in a stable position, so you can't just swing up and just whack it.
No, you can't.
Anyway, Chon has got number 1 done. Keita Dohi's getting close on number 2. Anyway, Yannick Floy, I think, has accepted the inevitable and is giving it all he's got to with that foot jam.
He's become resigned to the fact that he has to foot jam. But still trying to turn around to the viewer's right. And I think that we saw earlier it looked a lot easier if you turned to the viewer's left.
I think he's accepted the foot jam. He's just trying to make it as brief as possible.
Yes.
Oh dear. You know what you need for that is a pair of those big wall trainers.
Maybe I should have brought my crack climbing shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Too bad anybody at home can express ship them to me,
sort
or
of half approach shoe,
Yeah.
half climbing shoe. That's what you need.
with the full, like the mid-high rise,
Yeah, exactly.
the ankle
Yeah.
covering, you know.
Yeah. Eddie's wearing a pair. The photographer. Someone might borrow them. Keita Dohi just cannot find the position he needs to on that top move. 1:15 left for all these climbers. So still no top on this number 4. It almost feels like we've had a top because so many climbers have made good progress.
And been so close, especially, I believe, the last climber, Anže Verhaak.
Yes. Yeah, we've had I think a majority of the climbers, 5 climbers, not including Stefano Gattolfi, who are currently watching, have tried it. I think 3 of them at least have had a good hand on the top. No one's yet managed to stay there.
Actually, I think all of them. have had a hand on the top.
Racking my memory.
Maybe not Sean Bailey, but
Yeah, I think Sean. Yeah, but Sean perhaps the only one that hasn't at least gone for the top. Stefano's got 15 seconds to do something would be pretty special here. He already had the zone. Can't convert. Stefano, 2 top 3 zones. We'll perhaps consider number 1 as the one that got away.
yeah, absolutely.
Because he got number 3 done, which is pretty tough going. He got number 2 done, the tricky jump. Could have been in a pretty sweet position had he found a way on number 1, but alas he didn't. But the lead wall beckons this afternoon. Nikolai Iralievets out, gets underway. Alberto Hines Lopez climbing now on number 2, couldn't find a way on number 1. Whoa, how's that for power?
Easy. Come on, come on. Nice.
Fantastic stuff. I'm
think
pretty
that-
sure that was a flash.
I think that was a rage flash too, from being so close so many times on number 1.
A rage flash, I'm going to remember that. Bassa Marwem, he's got a very long-limbed, exceptionally tall climber. So should certainly be able to get into the foot jam. It's just a question is whether he can stay there. Alfian Mohammed climbing now, hasn't yet found a zone on any of the boulders. Bassa tries again in the background. Alfian Mohammed's struggling to get established on the slab. Nikolai, meanwhile.
Good fight from Nikolai.
Yeah, did really well there.
Shoulders must be hurting a bit. Oh, wow, this is... He was trying to prove he was more flexible than everybody else.
So that's the same position Alberto Hines Lopez ended up in. Oh, the difference is he's able to get the right foot up.
He was really able to turn his hips through. I think that was the difference.
He was 5th on the speed wall as well, Nikolai, so he was in a strong position anyway.
Looking good for him. Oh, reaching. Alfian. Ooh, not quite securing the zone there.
It's a tough ask for Alfian Mohammed. These are clearly tough boulders. No one's yet done them before. And a best place finish in a Boulder World Cup of 88. Better in the lead. Made the semi-final in Wujiang in 2018. But,
oh, nice. Yeah.
Needed a first in the speed climbing, that's for sure.
At least to guarantee.
Well, yeah. Left himself with a lot of work to do. I mean, he couldn't have done much more. He was super quick.
Yeah.
Bassa just got that.
Only off by like a 10th or 100th of a second or something. It was very close. They were both around 5'7", I think.
Yeah, it was about just under a 10th of a second. Bassa getting huge cheers from the crowd. I mean, the reality is he got first in the speed climb. If he can find anything. Now, what I have to say, what Bassa would be well advised to do, if at all possible, is try and get that zone.
Oh my God. It was just an inch from the edge of his fingers there.
Because if he could get the zone, it'd mean he finished ahead of Alfian Mohammed in the boulder. So realistically, I kind of feel that Bassa would, if he was 21st, would be relatively satisfied with that on the boulder wall. So that zone could have been absolutely crucial.
And Alfian securing a zone here.
Yeah, and again, I think good tactical climbing from him. Got hold of it and then stopped.
Yeah.
As if to say, judges.
Hello.
Yeah, exactly. Is anyone noticing that I appear to have the zone? Bassa must be feeling this now. He spent an awful lot of time kind of heading towards that zone. He spent an awful lot of time upside down out of the last 5 minutes. Must be getting tired. But as I say, if he
His
could
head
just,
must hurt a bit.
I mean, if I was Basser,
Come on.
I'd just grab that zone. There it is.
There.
Right, that's it. Just stay on it, Basser. Grab that zone and then drop off.
Yeah.
But he,
Like that?
what did he get the zone though? I mean,
I
he kind
think
of.
so. It was hard to see from the camera angle, but I think he did bump his hand onto it and then back off of it.
I suspect there might be some debate if that ends up being a crucial decision.
Yes, but Bassa already did win the speed, so
Yeah.
it might not actually
No,
make
it might
that much
not,
of a
but
difference.
but
you're right, there
hand
could
on
be.
it. He didn't use it in the first. Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah,
Someone else's problem.
that's true. It's
Hey,
definitely
we
not
just-
our job.
We just read the scores.
Yeah,
We don't make them.
yeah.
Ray Sugimoto gets his Toulouse Boulder events underway. Yannick Flo is back out. He's had a bit of a heartbreak of a round, really. Keita Dohi and Jungwon Chon also back out on the stage.
Oh. I don't think you can quite see, but Yannick was heel hooking just on the edge of the dual text of that volume, and again.
Now we mentioned earlier that you might
Very smooth from Keita.
very smooth. You might have an inkling of what's to come from watching other competitors. Chom will be thinking, right, I want to get this done as quick as I can because that next one looks savage. I'd like a bit of extra rest, please.
Yeah.
He's missed it that time. Keita Dohi, meanwhile, no such worries for him, and reaches through with the right hand. So
Oh,
if he
that's
can,
an interesting.
if he can hold this, yeah, then he'll save himself the hand swap.
Easy. Wow. Very nice. Yannick again heel hooking on the dual text. Makes me very sad and nervous when he does it, because I know it's going to slip.
Remember, Germany already have Alex Megos qualified, so it's a straight shootout, potentially, between Jan Hoyer and Yannick Flo. But as I said earlier, there's no guarantee that either of them would get it. Jungwon Chon just found the top on number 2.
But if both of them are in a position to qualify, only the top one will get.
Yeah, exactly.
Get
So they can't
shot.
both go.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Might be neither, but it won't be both.
The dual text, Yannick. The dual text.
That's the top from Ray Sugimoto, the 2-time World Cup winner. Pretty textbook stuff from Ray Sugimoto.
C'est Deschamps en pièce, équipe allemande entraînée par l'ours, l'ancien entraîneur suisse qui fait un travail de génie.
There we go. Come on, Yannick. Come on. Oh no!
I was close, still not seen the top. I think this is the only boulder really that probably just needs the volume turned down a little bit.
Like I said, 2 degrees, maybe even 1 degree.
This is why you just, when people give the route setters a hard time, it's sometimes a bit hard to stomach because you think, well, if they turn it 2 degrees, maybe everyone would do it.
Yeah.
If they turn it 1 degrees, it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
And as it is, it's 1 degree wrong in the wrong direction. I mean, you just
Yeah, it's so
talk about
hard.
you can't win.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we might see a couple of tops on it.
Yeah, we're only halfway through, not even.
It's
right?
only the
So-
8th climber to try it.
Yeah.
So
So maybe it's a bit early for us to be saying anything. Oh, there we go.
it would be nice to see a top, and it would make a massive difference to Yannick Floe. The one thing about this combined format is the competition can kind of drift away from you. You know, and he didn't have a great start on the speed wall, couldn't find a way on number 1.
Yeah.
couldn't find a way on number 3, and suddenly, you know, this event you've been training so long and so hard for, it can just begin to
Just slowly.
just slip out of your grasp.
Yeah.
Especially with Jan Hoyer having got such a good start on the speed wall.
And it's really hard, too, with such a long day of competition to keep your head in it the whole day. I know, I found that in Hachioji.
Let's just have a look. You might find the top here.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yannick Flo, yeah, it's just never quite got going for him today.
Yeah.
We won't go down the road of calculation and maths just yet, but be surprised if he was able to make the final from here unless he could put in a truly world-beating performance on the lead wall.
Yeah. Which, you know, anything's possible, but there are some amazing lead climbers here as well, so.
And if you're wondering what all the noise is about, it's because Manuel Cornu has just got underway. So there's Bassamar Wem at one end of the stage and Manuel Cornu at the other. So the French crowd, I have to say we've got a large French crowd here in the arena in Toulouse, are getting right behind their athletes. I suppose the one, she's an unusual athlete in many ways, but if you look at Janja Garnbret back in Hachioji, she looked out of it in the combined final and then just kind of stormed back in, which again, it's Janja, so.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show it's not over till it's over. But
Absolutely, yeah. Oh.
Manuel Cornu being cheered for every move here. He's over on number 1. I think he's probably about to get it done. We're sticking with Alberto. Just cut to Manu quickly as the champion of France, does he find the top?
Yes.
Yes, he does. French boulder champion gets
Very
off to
nice.
a great start. 16th in the speed. But he's got such pedigree as a boulderer. Already won a World Cup.
Oh,
And
Nikolai
as I say,
approaching the top.
French national champion Nikolai.
And just off screen, Alberto's going just topped number 3 as well.
Yes, so boulders 1, 2 and 3 topped. And that leaves Bassamar Wem alone on the slab.
He did just secure the zone though, so that's 2 zones now for him, I think.
Just 1.
Oh, they didn't give him number
No.
3.
I mean, on number 3, he didn't really use it. He kind of slapped his hand on top of it, but
That's true. It still puts him ahead of Alfie and Mohammed though because of attempts to zone, so.
yeah, so he's going to finish ahead of Alfie Mohammed
Yeah.
in
so
the boulder.
Probably there won't be an appeal or anything on that.
No. I mean, somebody at home with a calculator and sufficient brain power might calculate whether Bass has already booked his place in the final.
He should have. It's almost guaranteed with a first place.
And especially with not last in the boulder.
Yes.
It could be massive. Anyway, I'm almost certain Bassamar Wem is now going to be in the final on Saturday. But first things first,
Nice.
he's just double checking for the judges that he found a zone there. Now, could he find the most unlikely of tops?
Maybe next attempt.
Let's have a look at, we've got a replay here of Alberto Hines Lopez. He wasn't on the boulder long. Here's how he did it. Did he go for the hand swap?
No.
Just kind of palmed the top. You could see the tops were coming thick and fast there.
Nice double top.
I'm looking forward to seeing Alberto on the slab actually, because I can't really imagine him being slow and delicate. It's going to have to be.
I saw him climbing slab a couple days ago in Innsbruck. He's
Pretty good.
He's pretty good, yeah.
So Bass has already got the zone. He won't be last in the bouldering. May end up 21st, but he won't be 22nd. He was first on the speed. Looking a little bit frustrated. Oh, I should have come down to the Klettercentrum in Innsbruck.
Everybody was there.
That would have been worth seeing.
It was good fun. There's a couple people from Australia. They're training for a couple months, I think. Ben
Abel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben Abel. Yeah.
Yeah, just to remind you, speaking of that, all those climbers are training for the Continental Championships. I mentioned them earlier on. That's really last chance saloon to make it to the Olympics. It's the Continental Championships. We've got 5 of them early on next year.
Do you know where the European one is being held?
I have an inkling, but I don't believe it's been confirmed.
Oh, okay. Ours, well, the Pan American one has been confirmed to be in Los Angeles in Sender 1, which is Chris Sharma's LA gym.
Yeah, as I said, I believe the venue for the European one hasn't been confirmed. Really hope we go to LA. That sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah, that'd be amazing for your European Championships.
No, yeah. Come on, be a friend.
Would you get to go? Are you going to commentate all of them?
No, I don't think so. But rumours abound that we might be going to 1 or 2 of them.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, by the way, for the people organising the African one in Cape Town and the Australasian one in Sydney, I'm available. More than happy to
just putting it out there.
Just putting it out there. A week in Cape Town and or Sydney is. I'm willing to suffer for my art. So, just call me. So top already on number 1. We barely got to have a look at him from Meiichi Narasaki.
Oh.
Meiichi Sugimoto is close up number 2.
Ray not having. It took him 5 tries to get even to zone on the first boulder.
Yeah, it was an interesting one from Ray. He got the top on that 5th go as well. As I say, it took him a while to kind of get in position.
I wonder if Keita will be the first one to top this slab.
Jongwon Chon looking pretty controlled as his ankle turned inside out, extracting himself from the foot jam.
Oh.
Bon, ce bloc numéro 3, on retrouve Jongwon Chon, on l'a vu tout à l'heure. On a vu d'ailleurs plusieurs méthodes dans ce. Regardez le travail.
Ray sticking the jump again.
C'est ce travailleur de Ray. Oh, la souplesse japonaise,
No! Another heartbreaker.
Chon just just struggling to figure out what to do with that. We've seen a couple of methods.
Yeah.
I mean, if at all possible, if you go to the mono with the right hand in the first place, which we have seen done, that's ideal. If not, Alberto Hines Lopez just kind of hugging the top of the volume with his right hand seemed to work great.
Yeah, but even Nathaniel did the switch really well.
Yeah.
I think if you go to the mono with your right hand, you really have to pull a lot more off of it. Like swing your feet all the way around to the foothold.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I see what you mean. You're really betting the farm on it.
Yeah.
If you're on the right hand.
Betting the farm, that's also not an expression I've ever heard. I understand it, but
I have a German friend who moved to England. Someone said, "What's it like with the language in England?" He said, "English people just speak in riddles." Everything's a saying or a little phrase.
just trying to educate the listeners.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. On useless English phrases. Keita Dohi never really got to have a look at the last move because his foot slipped. He's got himself pretty high up. Can't get much closer than that.
Oh.
And I think I was about to say he's surely going to have another go. Jongwon Chon, pretty sure an ankle's not supposed to bend like that.
But it does, and it looks fine. Maybe normal people's ankles don't bend like that.
It's a savage boulder on so many levels. I think
He's got it now.
I don't think he's going for the hand swap. All he's doing is looking at the top hold.
Nice.
He gets it done with 20 seconds to go. That could be massive for Jongwon Chon. Good, not great results on the speed wall, 10th there. Certainly got the caliber for a good lead result, so good day from Jongwon Chon. Rei Sugimoto for the second boulder in a row is fighting until the last few seconds. So 5-minute rotation begins again. There's Alberto Hines Lopez.
And the crowd's gone crazy again because Manu Cornu's out for boulder number 2.
Now Sasha Lehmann won a World Cup for the first time earlier on this year in his home event of Switzerland, the lead World Cup that is. So his favourite discipline still to come. Yeah.
Oh!
I thought that was the judge running on to say about a technical infringement. It's a brusher on number 2. Manuel Cornu on number 2. I miss the days of Manu Cornu always having a different haircut. Remember he used to have the leopard print.
I don't miss the days of him celebrating before matching the top hold, though.
No, less so.
Yeah.
Alberto Hines Lopez has taken on the mantle of dyeing his hair a different colour. It's Kruder passed it on to he passed the torch to Cornu.
I see. Yeah.
Now it's gone again.
Yeah.
Now you had that bit of inside knowledge that Alberto's handy on the slabs. We'll find out just how handy. Still haven't seen the top on that one.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, everyone's had his own under the 4.
Sorry, just watching Alberto at the corner of my eye, not on the screen, but.
Yeah, here he is. Getting plenty of encouragement. That top hole is so close now. You can see it just creeping in, and he went with the right hand, and he was just short.
Oh.
Now they're cheering for Manuel Cornu. Could be about to see another top here. The horns are blaring.
Manu. Come on.
The drum is banging. Can he deliver the dream top? He cannot.
Still got 2.5 minutes, though. Lots of time.
Yeah, they brought a full football.
Marching band?
That's soccer.
When I was talking about football earlier, I was saying that I didn't like to watch American football.
The more time I spend with North Americans, the more I realise we barely share a language. It's only the bones of the language. Yeah, there's sort of a full football-style band here.
Yeah.
With drums and horns and vuvuzelas.
Yes, I can hear the vuvuzelas.
Alberto getting himself in position again. He's done really well. He's got himself high up on this blue volume. Can't get your feet any closer than that. This looks a much more solid attempt.
Come on, Alberto.
Here he goes. The left hand went at the key moment. Manuel Cornu's back in position. 1:28 left on the clock. Got time for another go, but he'd like to get it done this time with the brutal number 3 coming up.
Oh, no.
Whole body shaking as he tries to get his foot up.
I think getting the foot up is a little bit of a trap there. Almost nobody, if anybody, has topped it like that. Everybody's just sort of had to dead point and hold the swing.
Sasha Lehmann looking a bit unimpressed with Matters on that boulder 1. So Alberto already got 2 tops and 4 zones. He'd be in an amazing position if he could find a top here with lead still to come. And he was 11th in speed, so stuck into the top half of the rankings. Not disastrous by any means.
But pretty good for his 2 better disciplines coming up.
Yeah,
so
exactly. If that's your weakest discipline and you're 11th,
that's not bad.
take that. Right now he's in 5th. Manuel Cornu, meanwhile, is on what will be his last attempt on this boulder. Crowd are getting really
Come on,
loud.
Manu, come on.
He's staring at the top
No.
hole. He's just not able to make it work, and he's not going to have time for another go. And the same is true of Sasha Lehmann. He wasn't far off the perfect landing on that last hole.
Manu?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but just claps his hands in frustration.
Hips were just falling away from the wall, I think, a little too much as he went there.
It's not really one of those moves where you can catch it while falling.
No.
Seems you got to get it really solid. So no joy for Manu. I mean, the other thing to bear in mind for Manu is he doesn't just need to be in the top 6, he needs to be ahead of Bassam Al-Wem.
Right, of course, because Mika is already qualified.
Yeah.
Mika Moem, that is.
Mika Al-Wem, yes. So Cornu needs, again, there's no point putting a number on it. He needs the biggest results he can possibly find in Boulder and lead, because Bassam Al-Wem is almost certainly going to be in the final.
Right.
Manu needs to needs to join him and then try and beat him there. Anyway.
It would be a pretty cool story, though, for France to have Bassa and Mika brothers
Yeah.
as their Olympians.
Yeah, it would be quite a cool story. Meiichi Narasaki.
Oh, quick work. Number 2.
Matched the top hold for the briefest of moments, but
He did show good control, though.
he did,
so.
yeah. I'm just speculating. Just stirring the pot a bit. Ray Sugimoto, there it is. That's a bit more like it.
Yeah.
Ironically, Ray's had a big battle on the first 2, and then on the battle boulder, number 3, kind of
Dispatched it pretty easily.
dispatched it pretty easy. I bet it didn't feel very easy on board, but
He got it done.
didn't take him long. See how small the stage is here in Toulouse. I briefly mentioned it earlier that the climbers are right in front of the crowd. He had to walk in front of John Wanchon to get off the stage. Here goes Sean. He finds himself all on his own, actually.
Oh, Will Bosey's over
Sorry,
there
Will
on the right.
Bosey's over on the right. Yeah, I couldn't see him through the crowd of people. There
Yeah.
he is, almost alone. Of course, Sean also pretty handy on the lead wall, but Boulder, I think most people would agree, is his strongest discipline. He's got 3 tops and 4 zones so far. If he can find a way here, it'll be the first climb with 4 tops.
Oh. Too much hesitation.
As Will Bosey read that toe hook perfectly. Oh, he does well with that move up to the zone. So what he's got to try and avoid doing is getting in that high left position and not being able to get out of it. So we saw this from Alberto Hines Lopez. You've got to be able to get the right foot up. And Will is close to being able to do it and can do it. There we go.
Oh, that knee's still shaking.
And he's had a really good year in the lead as well this year, Will. So a top half finish in the boulders might set him up reasonably nicely. 12th on the speed. I think he might be a bit disappointed with that one. I haven't managed to grab a word with him actually, but might have hoped for a little more. But as I say, 12th in the speed, a top half in the boulder, and his favourite discipline to come would not be the end of the world by any means.
Yeah. Like we keep saying, it's not over till it's over.
No, it's really not. And you can't help but speculate. But yeah, it's just so hard to read really until the last lead climber has been out,
Yeah.
nobody's place is guaranteed.
No.
And that's one thing that's great about this combined format. So Chon, currently sitting in 4th. He can't move up from there unless he finds a top.
Oh.
And again, he's close. We said it's a horrible to hold that top hold. Perhaps a little bit too horrible. No one's quite been able to hold on to it.
Yeah, let's see with 10 more climbers to come.
Yep, Chon, yes, 12th climber to attempt the boulder. So he's 4th now. Ray Sugimoto could move ahead of him, as could a few climbers coming out a bit later on.
Nathaniel Coleman and Sean Bailey still holding on to the 1-2 places up
Yeah.
there. That's awesome.
So Jan Hoyer gets started on number 1. And he, of all the climbers today, although he's only gunning for one German spot because Alex Megos has already got the other one, I think you could make a case that Jan's got the least pressure almost of anyone on the boulders, because he's got his favourite discipline. He's been training a lot for the lead, and he was 3rd in the speed.
Yeah, definitely having such a good result in speed will make him feel really good right now.
Now this would be a bit of a test.
Oh no.
There are limits, it would appear, to even his shoulder strength.
Yeah. Well, when
almost fired off the stage as well. This is a small stage here in Toulouse. Nikolai creeping up to the zone and securing it. I think judges have given that one. Yeah, it's a tiny stage. Climbers have to be careful of where everyone else is. Did you, where was it where
Wujing.
someone landed on you?
No, I landed on
Miho,
Miho.
that was it, yeah.
Because I was on the top of Boulder 1 and she was running out just a
she just
few
came right-
seconds before the clock finished.
That was it, yeah.
I jumped off and
Must have got a fright.
yeah, but she continued. She just got on the boulder and did it, of course.
Of course, yeah.
I still feel bad about that. So Miho, if you're watching, I'm sorry.
That's not really your fault if someone runs under you.
No, but still. Usually you check before you jump off, but in a competition, you just assume there's no one there.
Yeah. It's
And to clarify, the reason maybe she was running a few seconds before the time, or it was like right as the time expired or something, is usually like we're allowed to start running out to the boulders like maybe 3 seconds before the time expires.
just so you get your full 5 minutes.
Exactly, yeah. She wasn't cheating. She was just,
Now I remember some tape was then hurriedly placed
yes.
on the mats to sort of show where you couldn't run.
Yes.
Yeah.
Manu just wrestling with his foot jams, securing the zone. It's not looking super comfortable.
Yeah,
The way that some climbers looked really comfortable here, Manu is making it work though, and that's all that matters.
oh, that right foot.
Oh,
It's in the most incredibly uncomfortable position. At some stage he'll have to release it, but he's clearly not confident of his hand placements.
oh my
He
God.
doesn't want to let the right foot go. I think you need to at some stage.
Oh,
I mean, it's basically gone now.
Oh, you got it, yeah.
Oh, he won't want to get in that position again. He'll want to get it done this time, that's
Yes.
for sure.
Whole crowd behind him. Oh,
Oh, and he's slapped for the top of the volume, and you've got to go for the mono there, you think. I think he realised a split second too late.
yeah.
It is quite comical, though. He starts climbing, the drumming and the vuvuzelas start. He falls off and it just stops.
Yep.
And the arena's just quiet again.
Yep.
It's a really weird thing. Here's Jan Hoyer.
Oh,
Oh, he'll be so frustrated if he can't get this done. He's got to find a way of And we've seen it done already, of going up so that his right foot's in place first, it would seem. Doesn't seem to be able to get the right foot out.
Yeah. It's hard. I think him being so tall makes a difference too. Oh. His footholds on that slab are unforgiving. Here Jan goes. 20 seconds. Oh.
Ah, he's not going to find a way, Jan. Sasha Lehmann's got 10 seconds left. Always looked like a battle. He was scrabbling to keep his foot on. Yufei Pan out next. China's sole representative here on the men's side in Toulouse. Rei Sugimoto there closest to the camera. Meiichi Narasaki next to him.
Okay, now the next competitor is from China, Yufei Pan.
Yufei figuring that out quickly.
Et d'ailleurs, Pan, il est 7ème de la vitesse. À côté, il y a William Boji. Et puis après, on retrouve Narasaki et Sugimoto.
Will Bosey's on number 2 as well, by the way. Found the top on number 1. Here's Rei Sugimoto. He's been going really well so far today. He's been made to work for his 3 tops. Got the first one on his 5th attempt, second one in his 7th attempt.
Oh, wow.
Albeit...
and then flashed the wrestle boulder.
Yeah, of course. They just smoked the burly one.
Of course.
I guess the number 2, though, 7 attempts sounds dramatic, but it's not a particularly physical boulder.
No.
So it's although it required a lot of time and effort. I wouldn't imagine taking too much energy out of Rei Sugimoto. Here's Yufei Pan, got the foot in position, got the hands on the top.
Easy.
And he is looking good. What can Rei Sugimoto do on this last boulder? It would be nice to see someone top it. Mind who it is.
Well, we still have a few climbers to come. Even if he doesn't get it, maybe Kokoro would, or Meiichi, so.
En fait, c'est pas un nettoyage de zone, c'est une migration qu'on a eu là. Et le public, on lâche rien, hein, parce qu'après, il y en aura plus que 2 à rentrer. Et dans les 2, bah, on aura la légende, la star. Alors, est-ce que on se dit, si jamais ça se passe...
Well, just missing the jump there. He's not too far off. We actually couldn't see from that angle which method he used to try and land.
Soit pour un gars comme lui, on ne sait pas finalement où ça va aller.
Ouais, ça paraît peu probable parce que voilà, il y a un système de
Right, Rei creeping up now. Actually, he's in 5th place now. We mentioned about Jungwon Chon joining that 3 tops 4 zones club. Rei's also in that, but he's not ahead of Jungwon Chon because of attempts for the tops. So Chon stays in 4th place. Here goes Will Bosey. Oh, that's how you do the jump. This move, definitely no gimme though. And he struggled a bit with the jump, so ideally wants to get it done here and did not need that result. Was he trying to readjust maybe the right hand?
So, yeah. Just fully slipped off there.
Meiichi Narasaki, interestingly enough, although you'd think it would make it easier, is it just me or have tall climbers struggled a little bit with this?
There's also the problem of, like, the taller you are, the more lever arm you have when you're trying to do that sort of...
It's kind of hard to get bunched up in the same way.
Yeah.
There's Meiichi hanging on number 3. You can just see him struggling. I think it's one of the, I've mentioned it before, but I think it's one of the interesting things about climbing is that there isn't an ideal shape.
You can be taller or shorter, you know.
I think if you look at, well, until Usain Bolt came along, there was an ideal size for sprinters, and there's an ideal size for gymnasts.
Yeah.
Exactly. But climbing doesn't seem to be that.
Or maybe volleyball or basketball,
exactly,
you know, yeah.
But, you can make the best of any body shape in climbing.
Yeah.
Here goes Will Bosey. Can he find the top? It'd be 2 tops, 2 boulders. Opts to place the foot. It'll be pretty insecure.
Nice.
But it's secure enough. And for the second time in the space of 10 minutes, he turns to the crowd.
Pretty psyched.
Pretty happy with that one. So he's off to a great start. 2 tops. Look at how the scores are going. He'll need at least 2 tops and 3 zones to find his way into the top half of the Boulder rankings. But he can't do much more. 2 tops on the first 2 boulders. He's had to fight for both of them on the 5th attempt. Jan Hoyer back out now. Kokoro Fuji, second to last climber to climb today. Sasha Lehman's here. Manuel Cornu, as you may have sensed from the noise.
From the vuvuzelas.
Vuvuzelas, yeah.
Okay, maybe it'll be Manu who shows us how the slab is done.
Yeah, picked up a World Cup win in Chongqing earlier on this year. And then sadly, we barely saw him again in the Boulder World Cups.
Yeah.
After that. But yeah, he's got real pedigree. So Jan going for the match. He's a pretty wildly experienced competitor, Jan, but can't help thinking that number 1 must have been weighing on his mind a bit when he came off the stage. He was so close a couple of times. Got to just try and forget it, think about number 2.
Yeah, 1 boulder at a time. It's cool, you can see everybody climbing there.
Kokoro, no problem at all with the flexibility.
And Jan gets it done too.
Had to work for that one. You could see the arms shaking a bit as he held that top hold. Manuel Cornu.
Whoa, that was cool.
Trying to get himself lined up for the jump to the top. Well, A for ambition. I think he just kind of left the penultimate hold and was just going straight for the top, but he couldn't make the feet stick.
Yeah, not quite. Kind of like everybody else before him, sadly.
Here's Sasha Lehman looking very smooth on the turnaround.
Come on, Sasha.
This is really smooth stuff so far from Sasha Lehman. No doubt there's a lot of effort going in. The grimace as he landed that mono, but he's not looking at the hand swap, I don't think. I think he's looking at the top, and he's finding the top. Brilliant work.
Very smooth.
There was a brief second when he got his foot out of that foot jam where he just like pure relief across his face. Be like getting your finger out of a mouse trap. Oh, that's so much better.
I'm alive.
I'm alive, yeah. Cornu's slipping on those blue volumes. So Manuel Cornu all on his lonesome. 130 left. Nobody yet found the top on number 4. Just to keep you updated on the scores, the best we've had from anyone is 3 tops and 4 zones. We've got 5 climbers who managed that. Currently all separated by attempts or attempts to zone. And then a bit lower down the order, everyone down to 13th, which is Will Bosey's got 2 tops.
Oh. Feet just slipping there again on those volumes.
Right, here he goes.
One last attempt. The crowd is behind him. Oh.
Well, he's got time for another go.
Yeah,
But
he does. Oh, he's.
he'll have to be quick, and it's not really a boulder you can race on. He will have time to set for this last move. He won't now. And for a man who won a Boulder World Cup earlier this year, 1 top and 4 zones is not the return he wanted or needed.
No, absolutely not.
16th in speed, he's currently 14th in Boulder and likely to be moved down the order. I think it'd be a big struggle to make the final, but an even bigger struggle
To beat Bassa.
Yeah, I mean, I know if they both make the final, then it effectively gets reset.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not going to make the final, Manuel Cornu, which means we're not far off certain that it will be the Marouin brothers representing France in Tokyo. Not too far off certain.
Here we see Adam for the first time.
Yeah,
in the
Adam
boulders.
Ondra out.
Oh,
Came within,
directly for the jump.
he came within a whisker of winning the Boulder World Cup season title and did win the lead title, having only entered half the results.
Yeah.
Half the event, excuse me.
Well, he only entered half the results tables.
That's true, yeah. I was too clever for my own good. Unbeaten, actually, in a lead competition this year, Adam. Won the 3 lead World Cups he entered, won the lead World Championship, and won the lead European Championship. So,
Nice.
as
Pan
Yufei
Yufei
Pan.
getting it done.
Yeah, nice top for him
And
on number 2.
just to the left of him, Will.
Yeah, I think
Just go for it. Just go for it.
either needs to just go for it or really commit to that hand swap. Trying to crimp the top of the volume. We haven't seen anyone manage that. Here he goes, Will Bosey.
Yes.
3 tops for him.
Yeah, he's pretty happy.
I think
Again.
he's pretty happy with that one. Adam Ondra never any problems with flexibility demonstrated there, so top for him. So Meiichi Narasaki
Sticking the top hold.
finds a top.
Nice.
But he didn't find a top on number 3, so he will not be the first climber with 4 tops.
Oh.
But he is the first climber to find a top on number 4.
But that might move him into first based on attempts to top. Well, it remains to be seen.
Right, the stage is empty. Let us take stock. Still, we've got 6 climbers now, thanks to Meiichi on 3 tops and 4 zones. They are Meiichi Narasaki, Nathaniel Coleman, Sean Bailey, and Kruder, John Wonchon and Rei Sugimoto. Will Bosey lurking there in 7th, 3 tops, hasn't yet attempted boulder number 4. So Will Bosey could be the first climber to find 4 tops.
We'll see. I'm not sure how good he is at slab, so.
Saying nothing. We'll wait and see, but he's certainly capable of topping it. And from the fact, whether he's, no, in fact, Will top first, didn't he? So he must have already been backstage. But the fact Meiichi Narasaki then appeared backstage will let him know the boulder's been topped.
And it's interesting, just that little mind game there, that you go into the boulder knowing it's been topped, knowing it's possible, versus knowing that the last guy who's is really good at slab didn't top it. So
is this a replay of Meiichi doing it? If so, he got away with that foot slip there.
as only a Narasaki could on a slab like that.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, Meiichi's brother Tomoa already booked his place in Tokyo. I'm about to say booked his flight, booked his metro. To
Yeah,
the
I don't.
venue.
Yep. That must be nice not having to, living in the Olympic city.
Your skiing wasn't up to scratch in Vancouver 2010?
My skiing, no, sadly not.
Ah,
Yeah.
shame.
Nor was my ice hockey or, I don't know, long track speed skating.
Whatever they do in the winter. Yeah. That's how they stand right now. Remember, not every climber's finished, and therefore it could all change. But we'll get the combined rankings up as they stand right now for what it's worth. But as I say, remember, everyone ahead of Adam Ondra could end up below him, depending on how he does. So it's all very temporary. Just to get a feel for it, that's how they would stand if it was to end like this. Jan Hoyer just coming out for his third boulder. So we're done. We're all done with boulder 1. Kokoro Fuji's on number 2. There's Sasha Lehmann on the left on number 4, and as I mentioned, Jan Hoyer on number 3.
Oh, Kokoro almost sticking that jump.
Well, I said Jan Hoyer was one of the climbers with the least pressure on him after getting a perhaps better than expected result in speed. Set a personal best of just under 6.5 seconds there, but didn't get number 1 done, and therefore did put himself under a little bit of pressure because he's been seeing plenty of tops number 1. However, he got the job done on number 2.
And this is not looking hard at all for him.
No, and he's absolutely crushing number 3 so far. He's got to be accurate if he does it this way.
Nope, no problem.
Top for Jan Hoyer. It's a tricky way of doing it though, because you've only got a split second to get that mono in place.
And if your body moves at all, you're probably off.
I have to say, it looks easier to go left, grab the top of the volume with the right.
And then just go for them,
yeah.
Oh, there we go, Kokoro did it, easy.
Yes, Kokoro got number 2 done, so Sasha Lehmann now alone on number 4. So Sasha 1 top so far, that was on number 3. Just been top the once is number 5. I'm really glad it got done.
Yes, me too. And the route setters, I'm sure, are as well.
Well, it moved Meiichi Narasaki into first place on the boulders. The youth world champion. Or youth world champion of 2018, I should say. So Sasha Lehmann did not have a great time on the speed wall. 2 messy runs left him 18th. Obviously it is his weakest discipline, but he'd been hoping for a lot more than that. It's left him with an awful lot of work to do. And currently 18th in the boulders, and he's already got, and that includes the zone he's already got on this boulder. So on the relatively safe assumption that Adam Ondra, who's currently below him, will move ahead of him, Sasha's probably going to end up 19th here on the boulders, and 18th in the speed. It's not good. You need a mega performance in the lead. Remember, if you are just tuning in, welcome. It's the Olympic selection event here in Toulouse. Charlie Bosco and Orlando Yip talking you through the bouldering section of the men's qualification. And the way the scoring works is that your ranking from each discipline is multiplied by your ranking from the other disciplines. So it's the 3 numbers from the 3 disciplines multiplied together gives you your score. So obviously the lower the better. 1 is the best score you can get if you came top in all 3 disciplines. But Sasha Lehmann's currently got 18 from the speed. It's almost certainly going to be multiplied by 19 from the boulder. So that leaves him with a very big number before the lead.
Unfortunately, he's very strong in lead though, so.
Yeah, I mean, he won a World Cup, as we said earlier on in the year in VLAB. I mean, more than capable of a top 3 finish in lead. With an 18th and a 19th, you probably need to win it actually. That leaves him on, 342. 18 multiplied by 19. So if he could win or be second on the lead wall,
Maybe,
all
yeah.
may not be lost. But
Well, if he wins, he's almost guaranteed to make the next round.
Yeah, he could win it, but I'm just looking at the caliber of climbers. Anyway, one of the problems that I have with this format is you get carried away with yourself.
Yep. And yeah, you can spend hours right now doing calculations, but people just need to climb and then we'll figure it out. Oh.
So Sasha, that'll put him down in 18th. Adam Ondra's below him and almost certainly will move above him. So it's going to be 18th in the speed, 19th in the boulder. Yeah, I think if you told Sasha Lehman he'd do better in the speed than the boulder, he would not have been over the moon. But as I say, lead's still to come. Let's focus on who we do still have. Now, interestingly enough, the three climbers who are on the wall are three climbers who could end up with 4 tops. They've all topped all the boulders they've tried so far. Will Bosey on the left has 3 tops, Yufei Pan's got 2, and Adam Ondra's got 1. So one of these 3 climbers could be the first of the day to claim 4 tops.
Yeah.
Adam, no problem at all with the jump. If it comes down to attempts on these boulders, even if he doesn't get 4 tops, only gets 3, that could be absolutely crucial. Top
Nice.
for Adam Ondra. And you know what? That's the first flash of that boulder. That was his first attempt.
Wow. I'm pretty sure it was because he was on the wall at like 4.5 minutes.
Oh, no, apologies, second flash. Alberto Hines Lopez flashed it as well. Apologies. Got a little carried away looking down the scores, but I'm pretty sure that was a second flash on the board from Adam Ondra. Yufei Pan, no problem.
Nice.
Well, it's been a recurring theme recently that the climber on Boulder 4 has had most of their attempts on their own. It's going to be true for Will Bosey.
Come on,
Could
Will.
we see a top Will Bosey
Come on.
looking here to be the first climber with 4 tops? He gets a hand on the top. He will get 3 tops and 4 zones, which currently is as good as it's got for anyone. I'm just waiting for the attempts to come through, where this will leave me. So they used a lot of attempts. I think he'll be 6th right now. Now, once that zone registers on his score, he was 8th even before he attempted the ball. I think he'll move up to 6th. We'll confirm according to attempts. But yeah, what a position he would be in if he could find a top. 12th in the speed. And he's moving to 1st for the boulders with his strongest discipline, arguably, still to come.
That would be pretty amazing. Come on, Will.
Suddenly, We Will Rock You starts coming out. Everyone joins in. Will Bosey probably just wants silence. Probably wants it like a tennis match. Quiet, please, while he creeps across this slab. You can see him just... It's not requiring much physical effort to keep that left hip in, but it's the key to doing the boulder. Will Bosey will not get much closer than that.
No!
And although the French crowd have made no secret of the fact they're cheering on their own climbers, they got right behind him there. I think everyone in the arena suddenly put their hands on their head in disappointment. I'm not quite sure how that didn't quite work out. He was as controlled as anyone we've seen going.
Okay, next attempt.
It certainly looks like he can do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks capable of doing it.
Ah. really want him to do it.
So please join the delegation, everybody. Round of applause for William Bosi. Allez, c'est peut-être le dernier essai parce qu'il met des essais.
Right, so here he goes, 40 seconds left. Might just about have time for another go if this one doesn't work out, but I doubt it. This is probably it for Will Bosi. Oh, feet slip. Actually, because he slipped so early, he will have time for another go. And he's already got the zone, so and it's not burning much energy ahead of the lead, so there's not much to be gained from not going for it, really.
Yeah, really. Oh.
And the feet slip again. He got a hand on the top. Couldn't quite bring it home, but he does end up with 3 tops and 4 zones. That is an excellent return for Will Bosi on the boulders.
Yeah, really. Provisionally in 8th place.
So Jan Hoyer out now, 2 tops for him so far, 2 tops and 3 zones. He could find a zone on number 1, he just couldn't find the top. Not traditionally known as a slab climber, but he's been getting it over the last couple of seasons. He's quietly been getting himself quite handy on the slabs, Jan.
Totally.
Whether there's anything to read into it, I don't know, but Meiichi Narasaki, another very tall climber, found the top.
I don't know if it's possible to get the ranking, an official ranking on the screen.
Pour l'instant, on a Narasaki en tête de 22 Américains.
Kokoro on number 3, we're done with number 2.
Allez, yes, Germany. Allez, Florian Neuer. Good competition for Jan. The only problem was on the problem 1. Go, Jan, go.
Oh.
So Jan just had a look at the slab, but didn't quite find a way. Here's Kokoro on number 3. Top both of the first 2, could make it 3 from 3 here. So he's going for the, I guess we can't, maybe I was thinking about calling it the timing method, where you've got to do the hand swap with quite precise timing.
Oh, just go for it. No.
He's definitely looking at the hand swap, isn't he?
Yeah, oh.
And he makes it work.
That
I think
wasn't that hard.
once that's in position, he wouldn't miss from there. So once again, I think it's a 4th rotation running. We've suddenly got the guy on Boulder 4, just
3 minutes by himself.
yeah, exactly. Just a slab to keep him company.
But, you know, the entire crowd here behind him, so it's not bad either.
Look at him scrubbing the life out of those boots. Just try and keep him as free of chalk as possible.
Any tiny little thing that can help and give you a little bit of friction, important for the slab.
Parce qu'on a appris dernièrement qu'il n'y aurait pas de champion continental africain. Enfin, c'est pas confirmé, mais normalement, peut-être pas assez de grimpeurs sur le continent.
Creeps out. Depending on attempts, this could move Jan if he found the top into 2nd, maybe 3rd, but yeah, nothing doing just yet. Sits down. Yeah, I think that's Jan Hoyer's experience showing that he doesn't care that there's an arena full of people looking at him. He's quite happy just to sit down and relax.
Clean his shoes.
Yeah, exactly. I think I've heard people say you can kind of feel the crowd behind you, and it makes you rush a little bit. But been around the block, Jan. He's not going to do that. Here he goes again, 140 left for him to find something. His zone's not yet showing up actually. When it does, we'll have a better idea. By the way, Will Bosi, I mentioned he could move up from 8th to, I thought it was 6th, and it is 6th. The climber's still yet to finish. He could end up a little bit lower down, but almost certainly going to be a top 10 finish for Will.
Là, ça va être compliqué. Déjà, l'état de forme des grimpeurs, l'amplitude entre la vitesse et puis un avant-bras ou Kokoro ou tous ces.
Voilà, après, le circuit est ouvert pour pour que les meilleurs bloqueurs puissent s'exprimer et faire leur meilleur classement.
So what can Jan do with this slab?
Essayer de performer aussi.
His zone has now showed up and he's up into 12th. Jan?
One last attempt.
Well, interestingly enough, Jan is 12th, and of the 3 climbers who are yet to finish their rotation, 2 of them are already ahead of him. So if Adam Ondra moves ahead of him,
He can only move to 13th.
exactly, the worst he can do is 13th, which after third, obviously he'd be hoping for more on the boulder, but
Yeah.
after third in the speed,
He's still doing pretty well.
yeah, so he's going to be, if Adam Ondra can find one more top, Jan will move down into 13. So Yufei Pan, who heads out now for Boulder 4, already knows he's going to finish at least 9th. Already guaranteed a good finish.
We know that.
Well, yeah, actually, we know that.
He doesn't know.
And was 7th in the speed, so he's had a great day. And things can only improve from there. 9th is the worst case scenario.
Yeah. Still got one more boulder.
Daniel Coleman just come and stood right next to us in the commentary box, actually. Still got his game face on. As you said earlier, the key is to remember it's not done till it's done. He had a great time on the boulders.
And a really good speed result. Too.
Yeah, 6th in the speed.
Yeah.
But you've got to bring it home. Still got the lead to come. Adam Ondra scrapping away on number 3. Feels a long time ago that we were in Meiringen and he was teaching some of the Japanese team how to hand jam.
Yep.
Turns out he can foot jam as well. And I think he's about to find the top here. Is he going to try the hand swap? Oh, clever thinking from Adam. Ask the crowd for a bit of encouragement. 3 tops for Adam Ondra. He was really happy with his speed climbing. It ended up 14th, which, because the performances were so strong from lots of other climbers, wasn't quite as good as it looked at the time. But Adam, by his standards,
7.46 is
was really
very fast for him.
Now Will Bosey's come over to us. Looks pretty happy. High fives and hugs all round for him. And again, Yufei Pan alone on number 4. Oh, we were close to seeing another top there. Well, as I say, Yufei Pan, he was 7th in the speed, and he's now moved up to 1st in the boulder.
Wow.
Thanks to that zone. Well, I mean, I'm trying to calculate if it's even possible for him to miss the final now. I don't think it is.
I don't think so.
Even if he ends up 2nd, I mean.
Yeah, with the 7th.
Yeah, it's only 14, 2 by 7. So
Yeah.
even if he's 22nd, no, Yufei Pan's had a dream day.
Kokoro could still pass him if he doesn't do this, and Kokoro does as
true.
well. But still, 3 by 7
Adam,
is...
Yeah, Adam and Kokoro could pass him, but yeah, even so, he's...
Yeah, it's still a really good result.
Again, if you sit at home and you're mathematically minded, just let us know whether he can miss the final. Yeah, I mean, the Chinese coaches have been talking this guy up over the past few years. Speak of the devil, so they are. Yufei Pan back down on the mats, by the way. Hopefully they have someone good negotiating their contract with performance bonuses in there.
Yeah.
Because their man is going to make the final. And when the 2-person per country rule is applied, maybe that simply making the final is enough to be in the top 6.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance that'll happen.
I think you're right, yeah. Right, here he goes, lining it up again. He's currently in first place anyway for the boulder. Talk about peaking at the right time. Could he peak here on the boulders at just the right time? 30 seconds to go.
So stressful. No.
Oh, how many times have we seen that? I wish I could keep you track of how many people have touched the top hole.
Yeah.
Must be more than half.
I think it's like 3/4 at least. Like almost everyone did.
Yeah, that's scarcely believable from Yufei Pan, but as I say, he's been talked up a lot.
And it looks like for good reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Kokoro Fuji will be on his own anyway because of the way the rotations work. We're done with Boulder 3, and he will do Boulder 4. Then Adam Ondra will have Boulder 4 to himself as well. Dear me, it's felt an emotional round. I mean, normally there's a place in the World Cup final riding on it, but
this is so much heavier than that.
yeah, exactly. Wow. Kokoro could be the first climber with 4 tops. We still don't have anyone with 4 tops. His compatriot Meiichi Narasaki got the job done here on number 4, but he couldn't find a way on number 3. He was, I guess you'd say, the closest we've had to 4 tops, just because he did this one. Nobody yet managed it. Kokoro and Adam Ondra, climbers with their eye on it. Kokoro, another man that's had a good day, 8th in speed. Currently, currently 10th in the boulder, but with that zone there, will bump himself up slightly.
Decently well, I should think. Wait, where is he?
He's currently 10th, 3 tops.
4 zone in 2 or 3.
Could move himself up, I think, depending on attempts to zone, could be 3rd.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know how many. Kind of lost track of how many attempts that took him. So.
Nice to see another top if it's all possible.
Yes. Please, Kokoro, please.
What a statement it would be from Adam Ondra as well if he could find a top.
Yeah.
Unbeaten in a lead competition this year. World champion, European champion, 3-time World Cup winner, Adam Ondra. If he could find first place in the boulders, he really would be in a pretty handy spot. Oh, Kokoro.
It's that right foot.
Slapping out with the right hand there. Well, we said right at the top of the broadcast that it's a horrible hold. Just no part of it is nice to hang on to, that top hold. It's been very clear. Kokoro does move up into 3rd, by the way, by virtue of having that zone. He got it on his 2nd go. Adam Ondra currently lurking down in 10th, but if he could find a top, could move up into 1st place. But Kokoro is going to finish at worst 4th of the boulders. Again, after 8th and the speed, that is a pretty handy morning's work. Here goes Kokoro.
Oh.
Where do you grab that hold?
No idea.
It's the face only a mother could love, that that hold, isn't it? Just
very much so.
Just don't like that thing.
No. Especially at that angle, the way you're going to it.
Right, he's got 1 minute and 5 to find something here. our commentary box, by the way, we're right on the floor of the arena, meters away from people who are sitting watching, just a normal audience. All sorts of people walking past. One of the Chinese coaches just walked past, looking like he's just won the lottery. Well, maybe he has if he's got a good contract.
Yeah.
Not surprised. Let's focus on Kokoro Fuji. Could be about to see a second top. Oh, Kokoro, so close. I'm not sure. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure there's much to be gained from another go.
Yeah.
He's had a really good go at that last move without success. A few of the other Chinese coaches coming over now.
Big hugs all around.
Yeah, big hugs, big high fives. Their man's in the final. He could be in the Olympics.
That's pretty exciting. It's the first Chinese athlete, or potentially to have qualified for the Olympics.
Yeah, yeah.
Depending, of course, on lead, but it's looking pretty good for him right now.
It's looking pretty handy, yeah.
All right, what do you think? Will Adam do the slab?
Oh, you know me in predictions. Yeah, why not? Yeah, he'll do it. Why not? Of course he'll do it.
He already took a try at establishing the start, and he did not like it. There we go.
I don't think there's anyone out there who's better than Adam Ondra at figuring something out. He does a move, and you think, oh, he doesn't like this move, and then suddenly just
Does it?
suddenly can do it.
Yeah.
He's just got that real knack of understanding how to try different things. You notice as well, there's that different shoes as well on different feet. Adam Ondra, will not get much closer than that. There's actually an awful lot riding on this, because if he can find a top, Adam, he'd be the only climber with 4 tops. He'll get a 1 from Boulder. And after 14th in the speed, he basically had booked his place. And with leads still to come.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing if he didn't come off that with single figure ranking.
Actually, it moves him into first right away. I thought he fell off the start.
Perhaps not. No, he flashed that zone.
Oh.
Right, he's into first place anyway.
I guess he didn't. Maybe he just walked up to it and didn't like it and walked away. And that's what I thought. All right, well.
It's showing up as a flash, so. Adam is into first place. It means he is going to finish in first place. I mean, Adam booked his ticket to Saturday.
And probably
to Tokyo next.
Tokyo, yeah.
Amazing how these moments kind of just quickly grabs the zone.
Yeah, and that's it, yeah. Well, then whatever he does in the next 2.5 minutes is just icing on the cake.
It could be a big psychological win, I guess. If you can, I mean, obviously you get a psychological win by being first, but if you could top every boulder and no one else manages it.
Except for Meiji, but.
Yeah, but he'd be the first with. No, you were right. You're right. His score's updated. It was his second attempt on the zone. I hate it when that happens. You feel like you're going mad.
It's like, I swear I saw him fall, but okay.
Yeah, exactly. I trust the scores, but
I shouldn't have trusted the scores.
Anyway, he's in second. I mean, he's more or less booked it anyway.
Oh yeah, but he's gonna do this
could
boulder
really
right
book
now.
it here. It's that right foot that's pinging.
Oh man.
Well, interesting enough, I mean, of course Adam's not aware of this, but that's changed the dynamic of the boulder, because suddenly he's got a lot to gain. He goes into lead with second place. I mean, he's almost certainly booked his place in the final, but he'll have 28 ranking points, 2 by 14. If he can do the boulder, he gets 14, 1 by 14. So, yeah, now the scores are correct. We realise that there is actually a lot riding on this. So he's been very close twice. He's used a lot of attempts here, Adam, but that won't matter at all, because nobody else has 4 tops. Remember, the most important way of separating the climbers is who has the most tops. Ooh, just went for the quick foot swap and couldn't quite make that work. Some things are beyond even Adam Ondra. but he's had a good look at that top move, and the right foot has slipped both times.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what else he could do.
Nothing
No other
really.
holds up there. Just needs to slow down, actually, Adam.
Yeah.
Là, ça sera confortable pour lui de se détendre derrière et se mettre moins la pression s'il fait une grosse place. Allez, on va l'aider à sortir.
Right, Adam Ondra.
Et là, après, il sera intouchable.
Back on. Out to the zone.
Se joue déjà dès aujourd'hui. Comme un point d'honneur.
Here he goes, Adam Ondra. This for first place in the boulders, and it's the right foot that goes again.
He's going to have another go.
He's going to have another go. I don't see how he's got time to do this.
It would be an amazing buzzer beater if he could. No.
Now, as I said, some things, not many, are beyond even Adam Ondra, but he couldn't find the top, but he will go through in second place from the boulders.
Much more celebrating in front of us from the Chinese Federation.
Well,
Chinese group.
That is a scarcely believable result for them. They get
Amazing,
7th from
yeah.
Yufei Pan on the speed wall. They get first on the boulder.
Yeah. That is.
There's the confirmation. I mean, it was tight in the end. Came down to attempts to zone between him and Adam Ondra.
And Meiichi, and Kokoro,
Yeah, exactly.
and Nathaniel, and Sean, and Yerne. That's a lot of 3 top 4 zone right there.
It certainly is. I think in particular for the first two who, as we said, are separated by attempt to zone. They've both booked their place in the final, haven't they? Unless something utterly bizarre happens.
I mean, both of them are quite good at lead, especially Adam, so.
Rumours abound that Adam is quite good at leads, so.
Yeah, I've heard that once or twice.
Yeah, so I don't think either of them will be losing any sleep over whether they were first or second, but it is Yufei Pan who's first, Adam Ondra second. Remember, of course, we got the lead this afternoon. We are not done. These climbers are not done. Let's have a look at a bit lower down the order. Alberto Hines Lopez, Keita Dohi. Now, Jan Hoyer. Great result in the speed. Not a great result on his strongest discipline, the boulder. More than likely still done enough for the final, but would have been hoping for more. Same's true of Angie Perhart, same is certainly true of Manuel Cornu. Let's have a look at the combined scores as they stand.
So I was just laughing because we had the view of the really bad top hold in the background.
Yes, exactly, the hole no one wants to see ever again. Yufei Pan, 7 ranking points, first in the boulder, 7th in the speed. Basamam Wen, meanwhile, first in the speed, 21 in the boulder. Meiichi Narasaki, Adam Ondra, Nathaniel Coleman, Kokoro Fuji, Jan Hoyer, and Alfian Mohammed. The top 8, if it was to all end here. Remember, we want the top 8 through to the final. Something tells me it isn't all going to end here, though. We've got the lead coming up this afternoon. Keita Dohi in 9th, and Nikolai, the highest placed Russian, actually in 10th place. Lower down the orders, a few climbers, as I say, for whom the day is beginning to slip away. Manuel Cornu, Yannick Floe, Alexei Rubtsov, Stefano Gisolfi, who we know all about his lead climbing pedigree, but he's got an awful lot of work to do from 336 ranking points to salvage a place in the top 8. Same is true of Amjad, same is true of Sasha Lehmann. What a day here in Toulouse, and there's more drama to come. Lead climbing this afternoon. We've got the observation will take place at 4:15, and we'll be live at 4:45 Toulouse time with the lead. Alana, thank you very much for joining me.
My pleasure.
Quickly give me an insight before we go off there.
Yeah.
I can indulge myself. For someone like you, climbing tomorrow, just tell us, what will the next, 18 hours look like?
I'm going to work with my physio a bit this evening on just loosening up everything and making sure I'm totally ready for tomorrow. I'm going to make some dinner. Going to try to sleep a lot. Pack my bag for tomorrow. Nothing much. Maybe I'll watch some videos of me having success on some boulders or something to give me some confidence, or maybe I'll just read.
There was me thinking you guys had some magic potion or something like Asterix, but never mind. So an early night and a good meal.
Yeah, some tea, chocolate, you know.
That sounds a pretty good recipe. Well, best of luck for tomorrow. Thanks a lot for joining me one day out from your comp. Really appreciate it.
problem.
And Yeah, enjoy the lead from the comfort of the arena.
Yeah, I will.
See you at quarter to 5 for the lead.